I think I made it public as usual. Y'all know I'll be forgetting to do that. So we're gonna wait and see who jumps on and who doesn't, and then I will know whether or not I have um put this on public. I always forget to do that. So I'm gonna give people a little while to jump on in. It's Monday. Let's see. Hopefully the notification went out. Hey, hey, Jasmine, how are you? I didn't get a chance to jump back on Saturday, and I'm gonna have to go in and edit out that. Kelly told me that y'all could hear all my business at the end of the last live, so I'm gonna have to go in and edit that. Hey, Apple, how are you doing? Um, I, well, we're doing a daily vibe check-in, so I'm trying to be more proactive with the daily vibrations. I really intended to go on a little live earlier today, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know how this Monday is treating you guys. But what I am finding today is I am literally having to stop, put things down, and walk away, so I'm not feeling overwhelmed, right? Because I kind of feel like there's so much things coming at me at once that needs to get done, so I'm having to literally like walk away, put things done, and walk away, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about the energy in the atmosphere. We're going to talk a little bit about some spiritual stuff today. Have anybody been paying attention to the sun lately? I had a wonderful experience last week with the sun. Have anybody been paying attention to the sun? It's doing some amazing things right now. Hey, Jaleesa. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Hey, Ronnie, how are you, sweetie? Hey, Kim, how are you? You were full of anger during the weekend? Okay. Oh my gosh. So today, Galaxy Goddess, okay, which is Jasmine. Hey, I got my two Jasmines on. Galaxy Goddess and Jay Simone. Welcome, y'all. Let me tell you, Galaxy Goddess. What I have been doing is, because over the weekend there has been a lot of emotions coming in, I have literally been feeling them all. So if anger comes in, I'm like, okay, I feel angry. Where is this coming from? Oh, I didn't even know that was there. Okay, well, why am I still angry about that? Hey, Ashley. So I've been literally asking Jasmine, why am I angry? Why am I sad? Why am I mad? And I'm not allowing any of the feeling per se to bubble over where I'm allowing the feeling to control me. I don't know if that's making sense, right? Okay. Hey, Georgie L, how are you? We got Georgette in the house, y'all. Welcome, Georgette. Welcome to the community. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick story time, which is really going to take us into what I want to talk about today. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, by all means, just put it in the chat, okay? Just a few announcements, okay? I am going to be starting my How to Trust Your Intuition and Communicate with the Spiritual Realm class at the beginning of next month. It was supposed to start really at the beginning of this month, but with my dad passing and everything happening within the family dynamics, I've had to push the date up. So by the beginning of November, I am going to be starting the 5-week Trusting Your Intuition and Communicating with Your Spiritual Guides, okay? If you are interested in taking that class, you guys can definitely make your donation. Make sure you include an email address. It is a 5-week class. Okay. We meet on Saturdays. All right. It is for 1 hour and we do a actual exercises. This is not you reading. We are literally going into the spiritual realm. You are meeting your guides. You're listening. You're learning how to listen. You're learning how to pay attention. You're learning the signs. You're learning the symbols. Okay. And anyone that has taken my class, you know what I'm talking about. We tap in and you do not leave that class without knowing who your guides are and how to connect to your guides, okay? And that's for 5 weeks, and that is for a donation of $25 for class. So that's going to be $125 for all of the classes, okay? So let's get into this. Last time I was on the live, I explained to you guys that my dad transitioned. My dad was battling with stomach cancer, and he lost his battle with stomach cancer on the 3rd of this month, okay? Now, hey, Saturn, how are you, my love? I haven't seen you in a minute. What I do want to say is when someone close to you dies, right, and that transition happens, something I want to say also happens with you, right? You're different. I haven't quite worked out all of the differences yet, but I definitely feel like there's a difference in me. I also feel like the man that I used to want to explain everything else to at this point, is only one man in this physical sense that I feel like I need to explain myself to anymore, and that's the husband. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Saturn. And that's a husband. So I'm not at the place right now where I feel I'm the same. I'm different. Okay. So let's talk about some of the different changes that I'm going through, because it also plays out into collectively where we all are going in this season. Now, going back, I want to say to the beginning of the summer, you know how we talked about the change that was going to be happening towards the end of this year. We talked about the last 4 months of this year, and how within the last 4 months we would be placed in a position where we would have to become, you know, like very focused about what we want, very focused about what we don't want. Okay. Very focused about who we are and stand in our truth. All right. Now, what I learned once my dad passed, right, is that one, you don't really know if you think people can pretend while someone is living. The pretending and the drama can only get even more chaotic when someone transitions. Okay. I am always a person, I think, that's very verbal and very outspoken. And one of the things that saddened me as my dad was transitioning, his main concern was if I was getting along with a particular person within the family. Right. He was very concerned about if me and this particular person in the family was getting along, because he knew that there was some type of dynamics there that just didn't make a good. You know, now I'm not going to call any names, but I am going to give you guys this story, because I feel like if anyone out here right now is going through anything in life, and in anything where you feel like either overwhelmed because you got too much coming at you, or you feel overwhelmed because you got outsiders talking shit that they don't know, or you feel overwhelmed because you need to make a choice or a transition or a change and you don't know quite what to do, or you feel overwhelmed because everything just shit. What the fuck? You know, there's days like that where you can't quite put your finger on it, right? This is what I'm going to say to you. Collectively, we are in a time right now where you really need to be analyzing and assisting the next 13 years of your life. We are starting a new cycle into the next Venus transit, which is going to take about 8 years. But we're also starting a new transit karmically, okay, which is going to take about 12 to 13 years, okay? So right now, you know how we talked about last year, choosing your timelines and knowing exactly where you want to go, right? Right now, where we are right now, if you are not standing firm in what you want and where you want to go right now, you can, I want to say, get caught, thrown overboard in the wave of chaos or anxiety. Okay. Now, I am going to say a few things right here. Now, first of all, right, if you have been trying to manifest anything big, if you've been trying to manifest anything that may not, what's the word? So, like, if you're not trying to manifest just a cup of a coffee, like if you're really trying to manifest big things outside of your box or outside of your norm, you need to understand right now that you're going to find resistance the closer you get to your manifestation. So anybody that's feel like everything is just being dumped at them right now and you're under heavy spiritual attack, you need to know that you're probably closer to manifesting that in which you are trying to get to. You need to know that, okay? Whenever you find you just keep getting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and you know that you have been doing what you need to do to make sure you are on course, you need to know that your breakthrough is right there, okay? I give the analogy about working out, and you know when you get to that last rep of 3, right, that last set of 3, and you down to the last 5 out of the 20, out of the 100 that you have to do. So you down to the last 5 of the 95 crunches you had to do. That last 5 crunches that you have to do is going to feel more strenuous. You're going to feel more burn. You're going to feel more achy just for the last 5 sit-ups you got to do out of the 100, right? It is the same way in the spiritual realm. When you are on the brink of breakthrough, when you're on the brink of healing, when you're on the brink of anything changing, right? You need to understand that there is going to be some type of resistance that comes in, right? And the greater resistance there is, you need to know that the greater you are or the closer you are to experience that in which you really are working on, okay? Now, the energy that we're in would be very I want to say you got to be mindful of this energy also, because this energy could have you second doubting yourself. Okay, this is an energy that could have you second doubting yourself, because right now for some people you feel a bubbling going on, you feel that everything is going to be okay, you feel the change is coming, but some people, the external realm is not projecting out what you feel. Okay, I don't know how much of you are experiencing that. Thank you, Ocean Lover. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So you need to understand that your feelings and what you are seeing right now, they may not match. And that is important for you to know. Okay, your feelings and what you are seeing in front of you may not match right now, and you need to know that is important, because that what you can be seeing is the resistance as your dream or as your goals or as your manifestation is unfolding. Okay, and I could attest to, like, although I am feeling a little overwhelmed, and the overwhelmingness comes not from the fact that I'm not going to be okay. I know I'm going to be fine. I know my baby's going to be fine. I know everything is going to be okay. The overwhelming feeling that I'm getting is because there's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of, like boom, 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 boom. And because we are in Mercury retrograde, I do have to say some of the things that I need to do needs to be done online. So if I go online and do something, the computer decides that it's not working today because we're in retrograde season, hence I can feel a little overwhelmed, a little frustrated, so I got to walk away. All right. You need to know how to deal with the stress that's coming in for the last balance of the month. Right. I already told you guys they're about to crank the energy. Okay. I haven't been paying attention to the news or to social media with all of the things that I have going on behind the scenes, but they are about to crank it. Okay. So if you don't do anything at all within this energy, you need to find your center. Okay. If you do nothing else in this energy, you need to find your center, guys. And when I talk about finding your center, that's that place of wholeness. That's that place of stillness. Okay. That's that place that you are not shaken or broken by anything that happens externally. Now, for some people, you know how to get there because we have been to that place in meditation, and you have access to past meditation, so you know how to get there. But for a lot of people in the world, they don't know how to find that place of peace and serenity when the world or everything around them looks and feels chaotic. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of those tips today. We're going to talk about real-time things that you can do when you're feeling stressed out, and when you're feeling chaotic, and when you're feeling like nothing is just not working. Okay, now the one thing that I am going to remind you guys to do, and this you may have to do 1,000 times, okay? You may have to do this 1,000 times. Part of doing the spiritual work is repetition. You don't change anything without repetition. So you change either by trauma, okay? And all of us has trauma. Each and every person walking on this earth has trauma. Nobody escapes the trauma portion. Okay, there's trauma even coming into this realm. So even giving birth to a child, you're bringing forth a child in trauma. Okay, so you need to know that. All right, every person on this earth is walking around with some type of trauma. So you're either changed through trauma, you're changed through repetition, or you're changed through symbols. Okay, that's how you're programmed. Okay, you're programmed through symbols, you're programmed through trauma, you're programmed through repetition. Right, everything that you do, everything that you believe, everything that you feel is part of your programming. Okay, we are now in the time that you are responsible for your own programming. Okay, which means what belief systems don't work for you anymore, you get to reprogram new ones, right? What type of love doesn't work for you anymore, guess what? You get to reprogram a new type of love, okay? What confidence or lack of confidence doesn't work for you anymore, you get to reprogram that, okay? So you guys need to understand this, and you're only reprogramming through trauma. And I just explained to you, we all have trauma. It's nobody walking around here without trauma. And if I must say this, just to be real with y'all, okay, because this is what Spirit's been showing me. There is a wave of people coming out of trauma, but there's also a lot of people that's going to be stuck in the dark. Okay. You are not to waste your time trying to explain something to somebody about spirituality at this point in the game if they don't get it. I'm going to be real with y'all. If they don't get it by now, they're not going to get it in this cycle. I'm just going to be real, y'all. Okay. So if you're still trying to break down to somebody why you on this path versus that path, and there's no understanding of it, you need to stop. Okay, don't divert your energy anymore given that attention. Okay, don't give that. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, so Saturn return says reprogramming through trauma. Okay, so now when it says comes to reprogramming through trauma, Saturn return, you're healing the trauma. So you're not reprogramming yourself with more trauma. Okay, you're not going to reprogram yourself with more trauma. Okay, you're reprogramming the trauma, which means that you're taking all the trauma and you're going to reprogram new ways that you can deal with the trauma. That's what that means. Okay, so how you are taught and how you are programmed in society or as a whole, as a collective, is three ways. There's only three ways that we are programmed, aka that we are taught, okay, aka that we are learned, okay. You're either programmed through traumatic experiences, you're programmed through symbols and signs, which we see all day, every day, and half of us don't know what half of those shits mean, right? Or you're programmed through repetition, right? And I teach through repetition. That is why you guys will hear me repeating things all of the time, because that is how you can reprogram or relearn things. It's through repetition, okay? So that's what I mean. Yes, so you have to go through the trauma, okay? So let me give you an example. Saturn return, let me give you an example, okay? Perfect example, okay? This is real story too, and this is real. My dad, like I explained to y'all, just transitioned about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. On his deathbed, my dad wanted to know if I was getting along. Hey, Fairy Queen Bree, how are you? My dad wanted to know if I was getting along with this particular person in the family. And it was important for him because I remember prior to his transition for 3 months straight, it was very important to him speaking to me about not having any conflict with this one particular person. Right now, Saturn return. Let me just put out to you what my trauma is with this person and why there's a lot of anger towards this person. Okay. Growing up, this person was not a nice person to me and my siblings. Okay. Growing up, I felt like my father made a lot of excuses for this person. And I also felt that there were things that my dad did not do to nip it in the bud. So I felt like this person got away with a lot of things. When I became older, okay, and when I moved to Georgia, I then had to interact with this person on a more daily basis and on a one-on-one basis. Okay. This person has lied on me. My name has been all over the globe with all sorts of lies. I can even say to you guys, at this point, this person has even, or their trolls have even went as far as to spread rumors about how my dad passed away. Okay, now, Saturn. So because of that trauma, right? When my dad came home from the hospital, so I want to say maybe for the first 3 days before he transitioned out, because he did come out from the hospital, my trauma had me walking around the house, yelling to the top of my lungs and reading out 2 years of shit and the last 3 months of shit that my dad had to go through that I saw that was interacting with this person. I spent 3 days, y'all, right? I spent 3 days, Saturn, walking around, okay, walking around the house, because now we have a lot of family in the house. So anybody that would give me attention or anybody that would mention this person's name, you got a plethora, okay? And at this point, I wasn't even going back to childhood shit. I was just talking about things for the past 2 years to 3 months, okay? Just a plethora of things. And it got to the point that every time I opened my mouth, okay, now mind y'all, my dad came home and his question was, is Kim and such getting along? And I can tell y'all right now, and I got to be honest, because when I talk about the spiritual walk, a lot of people think that the spiritual walk means that you got to be all holy, that you can't curse nobody out, that people don't get fucked up, that you get walked all over. I'm going to tell y'all right now, that's a crock of bullshit. You do not. Oftentimes, it takes a lot more for you not to explode. But I'm going to tell y'all something. What I could have done in my human form, right, cannot compare to how the universe can fucking take care of things. And I can't tell y'all the whole story yet, but trust me when I can. There is nothing I could have done to this person physically that they have not fucking unleashed for themselves spiritually. I'm telling y'all. And just in that short window, let me tell you, Saturn, just within that short window of me choosing to do something more maturely spiritually, the floodgates and my dad stepped in immediately. My dad, the ancestor in the floodgates, fucking stepped in immediately. Okay. 3 days I spent yelling. I spent screaming at the top of my lungs what this person did, what they didn't do, why nobody, why they running around pretending like they care, like a whole. I went through, if you want to see a child, and I did not know that this was also part of my grieving process. And I did not even know at this point that my dad was transitioning. I didn't know that. All I knew was he was back from the hospital. Okay. This fucking Gargamel ass is a fucking, okay. Well, I'm not even gonna go there, okay? But this fucking Gargamel ass that's pretending like they can, they fucking really don't care, okay? Anybody that stepped into my vortex within those first 3 days, they was catching hell, okay? Voice at the top of the level. I was, what's the word? When you say livid, I was livid for 3 days. On the fourth day, I was sitting at my meditation spot, meditating and praying. By now, my dad is in a space where he can't communicate. He can't communicate, you know. The first day home from the hospital, you got people asking him for his fucking wallet and shit. The man can't even fucking talk, and you asking him for fucking wallet and shit. But anyway, he can't communicate. I sat here and I started to pray because at this point, I feel my rage. Okay, Saturn, I feel the rage. I feel the trauma of the childhood shit bubbling over. I feel all of this stuff that this person bubbling over. And I also know that my energy, because my dad at this point, although he's not transitioned yet, he can feel all of this energy, you know? I sat and I prayed and my dad came to me, y'all. And this is, I have to say to you, this is when I shifted and I let go. My dad came to me on Thursday. He passed on Saturday. And on Thursday, he said, stop fighting. You need to let go. Don't argue no more. I got this. Let go. That was Thursday. I stopped. On Thursday, I decided I wasn't going to argue with this Gargamel anymore. On Thursday, I decided whatever I had and I was holding on to for 20 plus years, especially for the last 2.5 years to 3 months with this Gargamel, I didn't have to hold it anymore. It was all linked to my father. And if my dad is coming to me, okay, if he's coming to me and he's saying, let go, I'm gonna let go. I did not know at that time that he was transitioning, but I felt it because he came to me in prayer. Now I am fully aware that he's transitioning because that would be the only way for him to come and just tell me to let go. You know, I got up. Now listen to me, y'all. And Saturn 83. This is why I'm giving you the context to show you sometimes what you got to do spiritually because your whole fucking the external, what you see in front of you is fucking falling apart and shit don't make no sense, okay? No sense. I get up from prayer, okay? I get in my bed. On Friday morning, I was instructed to get up and go talk to the Gargamel. Now listen to me, Saturn 83. I done spent 3 fucking days cursing this bitch out. I done spent 3 fucking days telling the whole world what they did, what they didn't do. You need to ask this questions. You need to ask this. I done spent 3 days doing all of this stuff. The night before my dad comes to me, he tells me to let it go. That Friday morning, I got up and I was told to go and tell that person, that Gargamel, that you're not fighting no more. And I did. I had to humble myself, y'all. Although I know I'm in the right, I have a clear conscience. I had to humble myself and go speak to the fucking Gargamel to let the Gargamel know I was done. I was true. I wasn't arguing no more. My dad had me do that. My dad had me do that, y'all. Saturn 83, when I went to Gargamel and I approached Gargamel about not fighting anymore. This is not what my dad wanted. Y'all know Gargamel looked at me and laughed. Gargamel had a smirk on her face. Asked to say, yeah, bitch, now I got you. Okay? Yeah, bitch, now I got you. You understand what I'm saying? My father's on his deathbed. I'm coming to you and saying truce, you know, all the shit you did in the past when we were yet little, all of that, you know, no, I don't want to fight no more. He don't want none of that. Gargamel looked at me and smirked. Y'all could not even contain themselves. Could not even contain themselves. Like asked to say, yeah, bitch, I got you right where I want you. Okay. That was Friday, Saturday. Okay. On Saturday, I'm in here praying again on Saturday. My dad came to me again. Spirit said, get up and go in by your father. Because my dad is in the next room. I don't know, you know, for the past 3 months, I was here taking care of my dad, right? My dad is in the next room. I get up, I walk in the room, and you can tell he's about to leave because his breath is going faint. And immediately, if you've taken my meditation classes before, you know, I went into the ancestral realm and I started to call in the ancestors and I ushered the ancestors in to meet my dad. Okay. And I knew he was transitioning. I had an opportunity to call my brother and call my sister because they were traveling down so they can say their last goodbyes. And my dad transitioned on that Saturday. Okay. He transitioned on that Saturday. When he transitioned, y'all, there are some things that I can't say right now, but I will when the dust settles. That neither me or anybody physically on this physical realm could have done. Could have done. Could have done. Okay. There are some things. There are some things, y'all, when you choose to follow your spirit and you choose to humble yourself, not even humble, when you choose integrity, because spirit told me, don't fight no more. My dad said, don't fight no more. My dad said, go talk to her, go apologize, go talk and say you don't want to fight no more. Right? Humble, humble. I swear to you, no malice in my heart. Just one in peace for my dad. Right? Not even 24 hours after my dad died. There are things that he has done from the other side that he could not have fucking did when he was here, y'all. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So Saturn 83, I had to confront my drama, my childhood drama, right? 3 days before my dad died, I had to let it go. I had to surrender it all, right? And I had to trust. I literally had to trust that every fucking tear that I cried, every fucking unjust thing that was done to me as a child, he told me he had it and he was going to take care of it. And he's working it because I'm seeing it now, y'all. Okay. So let me just say this to you. All right. There is nothing that I can physically do to Gargamel that Gargamel has not set in motion for themselves. There is nothing that I have to say to Gargamel that they have not set in motion for themselves. There is nothing that I have to wish upon Gargamel that Gargamel has not created for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So Saturn 83, yeah, you're going to have to face the trauma. And it's going to be your choice as if you're going to allow the trauma to take you through the next 13 years of this transit, right? Okay. Next 13 years of this transit, or you're going to go to someplace different and blossom and allow the bullshit and allow the people that wants to continue their loop in the bullshit to continue their loop in the bullshit. Because Gargamel is going to continue their loop in the bullshit. I'm done. Yeah, only, yeah, I'm done. Yep. Yeah. And that's the saying only from the West Indies. When you dig one ditch, you dig two. Okay. Peace, love, and light. I'm the light. You know, I go through my darkness so I can find light. Right. So yes, trauma, you're going to have to overcome your trauma. Overcome that trauma. Do not allow your trauma to keep you stuck in old places. Do not allow your trauma to keep you stuck from not getting what you can actually have. You know? Yeah. You know it. Okay, so Saturn return says, you see, sure. I just answered a very important question. Okay, I'm glad. All right, so please, y'all, it is important for you to deal with your traumas. Don't nobody get away with nothing. And if you can, my dad used to tell me all of the time, I never fucking understood this. My dad was a Sagittarius, y'all, right? And I never understood. My dad used to say to me all of the time, when somebody treats you like shit, and somebody gives you, slaps you in your face, turn the other cheek. That's like some Jesus parable and shit, right? And y'all know how I feel about that whole Jesus thing. I understand the concept of Jesus. I understand what that means, right? I understand that whole concept. I understand the truth behind all of that. But fuck, even Jesus was turning over tables and shit. He was, Jesus used to call them thieves and shit, So why would I want to fucking give somebody else my other cheek when they just spat in my face and smack the shit out of me? I didn't understand. What he meant by that. But now that he's not here, I get it. Because there's some things that you cannot touch physically, so things could happen spiritually for you to work out in your favor. And I'm walking through that shit right now. I'm walking through, Kalia said her dad was a Sagittarius. I'm walking through that shit right now. And I'm so excited to tell y'all the story once it unfolds, because I'm telling y'all mouths is going to drop. There is no way in hell. There's no way in hell. No way in hell anybody could have write a script like the way shit is about to unfold. None. Okay. So believe me when I say you do your work and you allow other people to dig their own dishes. You do not have to do anything fucked up or on with fuckery. Okay. Now, I want to get back onto really what's happening for the balance of the year, okay? Because I know I went off on a tangent there, right? What's happening for the balance of the year, it's going to be important for you to be able to plant your feet in solid ground as for what you're standing for and what you're not standing for, okay? Yep, Miss T. Hey, Miss T, you're absolutely right, Miss T. And I called them in, Miss T. I did. And they still here. They still here. I feel them. I caught them in, and if I must say so myself, my dad's mom was not happy with the way things went down. Yeah, they were not happy. There was some unjust things done, some purposefully unjust things done. Things were not handled with compassion and love with some people, and they will have to. They're gonna have to account for that stuff, and I don't got to do anything for that. They've already put that in motion for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do anything about that. Standing your ground up until about and I keep giving you guys this date because that date keeps popping up. Okay, so January 12th, 2021 is going to be an important date that there's going to be some type of shift happening. I also see like October 23rd. I don't think we've passed the 23rd yet, so you might want to circle that down on this calendar. October 23rd. You also want to pay attention between November 25th to the 29th is what I'm hearing, and I might have given you some of those dates already. Okay. December 21st to the 29th is also going to be very hot days that you might want to pay attention to, especially when we're coming into the winter solstice. Okay, that's a lot of energy going on there. All right. Hey Ashanti, how are you, my love? That's a lot of energy going on there around the winter solstice, so you guys want to be mindful of that. Right now, I feel like November 10th, which is weird because that's like right after my birthday, that area. I don't know what's going on around November 10th, but that date also just popped up. Okay. Now, there's some channels coming in, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just let you guys know what I hear. And if any of these messages resonate with anybody, or you know anyone where these messages need to get to, then you need to show forth. Okay. I am hearing the name Karen. Okay, so there's something about a Karen, and I don't know why they're showing me it's like blue and white polka dot, but it looks like, and I don't know where the blue and white polka dot comes in, right? There's a Karen in the blue and white polka dot, and what I'm saying, it's like a transition and a change. Okay. All right. So, Karen, I'm seeing a blue and white polka dot dress, and then I'm seeing a black dress. Okay. I don't know what the polka dot represents, but I see you transferring out of the polka dots into a black dress. And this black dress you have on red shoes, right? Now, let me just tell you, when I see red shoes, I see somebody that's very confident, somebody that knows what they want, and somebody that's very grounded. Okay. I have been studying a lot about like quantum physics and like dark matter, right? So anytime I see black, I'm always thinking about the void, the absence, the place where all things exist. So this Karen, what I'm getting from with this Karen, I don't know who Karen is, but the polka dot dress, you're stepping out of one phase of life and you're stepping into another. And you're creating from it's kind of like creating from a space that you didn't even know existed. Okay. Now, there's also something about a Libby. Libby, 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 Libby. Okay. Libby. I don't know if this is a place. I don't know if this is a person per se. Okay. No, this could be a person because I'm hearing money and I'm getting money. Okay. Okay. Whatever this is connected to, anything around Libby, okay, this has to do with money. And it could be a holdup of money because now what I see is like the fucking clouds are opening and I'm just seeing gold coins pour down. And this could have been attached to a legal, like something legal, like a legal situation, okay? All right. Saturn 23, you can also expect unexpected money, okay? Expect unexpected money, Saturn 83. All right. And I'm hearing within the next month. And it feels unexpected. This is not something that you are expecting. Okay. It feels unexpected. So just so you know, okay. I already told Ashanti I see marriage. Okay. Oh, Libby is your father's sister's name. She was never nice to you. She was never nice to you as a child. I don't know. Maybe she's the one that's going to send you those gold coins. Maybe that's where that inheritance is going to come in from. Okay. She doesn't wear dresses. Yeah. This is whoever this Karen is. Karen is stepping in and up out of the old and stepping into something new. And I gotta say, this Karen person doesn't necessarily feel like an older person. They feel middle age. They don't feel like young 20s young. But definitely a mature person. It doesn't feel it only said send it, baby. It doesn't feel like an older person. Just so you know, okay. Also, so I gave you November 10th, right? You also want to jot down November 17th of 2020, okay? You also got 2/21 of 21. So that's February 21st of 21. You need to circle that also, okay? Now, I want to be really honest with you guys and just let you guys know there is something about to go down in the sky, okay? Galaxy, we don't speak. There's a lot of trauma and drama. Oh, okay. Ocean Lover. 2/21 is your birthday. Yep, powerful day. Powerful day, Ocean Lover. So you want to circle that calendar down. Okay, y'all. There's something about to go down in the sky. Okay. I know I've been talking about this for probably over a year now. And this is not to scare anybody, right? But there's something going down in the sky. Probably between now and the next 4 months. Okay. And between now and the next 4 months, all right. Is something happening on November 2nd, Chris? Saturn 83. Listen, I am along the lines and the frame of thinking that if everybody on this earth think that we are the only species in this infinite galaxy, you are crazy. We are not the only species in this galaxy. Okay. Okay. So you've already started to have the dream, Saturn 83. You've already started to have the dreams. Okay. So let me just dive into my sci-fi shit right now, right? Because y'all know I like to talk about my sci-fi shit. Okay. They're trying to put 4G on the moon. Okay. So now, Julissa, let me tell you, me and my girlfriend Jay was driving to lunch or dinner last week. I think it was Saturday. And as we're on Highway 78, where the sun was positioned, the sun should not have been there. And we can actually look at the sun, Julissa, and you're looking at the sun. You don't have, your eyes are not bothering you. You're not your eyes are not fucking hurting you. There's none of that, right? There's none of that going on. We're looking dead smack at a full big blown sun, right? Because we've seen the sun. Our eyes are not hurting. And at the edges of the sun is changing colors. It's going from a fluorescent bright white to back to an orange, like just around the sun. It's just really, Chris, I didn't know that. Chris, I did not know that. Okay. But you're going to pay attention to, and I took pictures of the actual size of the sun, but I could not catch pictures of the fucking, and it's to the point. Now, let me just tell you something. Jay is not into this shit like I'm into this shit. So every time I talk to Jay and I tell her stuff, she is just, Jay, this is not her thing. But she was fucking freaked out in that car because I was talking about this a couple of months ago, right? So when she saw that sun, she was fucking freaked the hell out because she don't study this shit. This is not her shit. So for somebody that don't study this shit to see something like that, that freaked her the fuck out, okay? That freaked her out, all right? Because there's no way you're supposed to be able to look at the sun the way that we were looking at the sun. We didn't have to turn our eyes. We were looking dead smack at the sun, y'all, and watching the fucking sun change fucking colors right in front of our eyes, okay? Right in front of our eyes. And that shit freaked her out. I wasn't freaked out because I keep telling y'all something's happening in the sky. They already, the government has already told y'all that, okay? They've already copping to UFOs. They're already copping to unnotified objects. Okay, so please know something is happening in the sky. Okay, y'all need to know that. All right, look up. The war is not going to happen on this ground. Okay, the war is not happening down here, honey. All right, they got the biochemistry thing down here to take care of all of that shit. Real invasion is going to happen in the sky. So y'all need to know that. I've been telling y'all for a while also. I don't know if anybody's based in the Atlanta area, but in Atlanta, there's always sacred geometric symbols in the sky, right? I am under the belief system that the sky is lined with grids. Okay. I believe that even if they're spraying chemtrails, those chemtrails have multiple purposes. Okay. And I believe one of those purposes is to interfere with the grid. Okay, there is a grid there. I believe that they show you everything in movies. So if you start watching the movies, they're going to tell you. And if you want to know about the grid, you can go back to Altered Carbon. Is that the one? Altered Carbon, I think, is the one, the movie that talks about the grid. Go check out Altered Carbon in season 2. They show you the fucking grid in the sky. Okay, please pay attention to what I'm saying, people. Okay, all right, the grid is in the sky. All right, in Atlanta, you literally see them making sacred. They're doing the chemtrails, but the chemtrails are in sacred geometrical patterns. Why do you have chemtrails in sacred geometrical patterns? That's not making sense. Okay. So you need to know that. All right. There is also a lot of us, and I talked about this on one of the lives. A lot of us already starting to experience encounters with different entity and different energetic bodies. Okay. And I think me and Galaxy Goddess talked about that. Sometimes it feels like you're stepping into spider webs, and there's no spider webs there, but you're literally stepping into the energetic field of another entity or being. Maybe one that you can't see, or maybe one that looks like you, but that is not from this frequency or this planet. Now, it may get a little weird here, so I might lose some people on the live right now. Okay, you all need to understand that we are several different species on this earth plane. Okay, you can look and you can tell. And another thing that I'm also starting to see is that you can start to begin to see the characteristics of different people's faces. Okay. Pay attention, people. It's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. You need to pay attention to what's going on around you, okay? So, yeah. Bottom line is we are going to be notified that we are not the only living, breathing entity in this galaxy, okay? We are going to get put onto all of the other dimensions that they are, all right? Now, this is just and from what Spirit has been telling me and showing me, right? From what Spirit has been showing me, the dimensions don't go up or down. Right. So the dimensions are not really up or down per se, but the dimensions are outwards. Right. So it's kind of like if you look at it like this. OK, so the dimensions are like if you look at an expansion, so they're expanding outwards. OK, not so much up or down per se, but more outwards. All right. So you're going. So if you can think about it, maybe left will be going back to the past and maybe right will be going to the future. I'm just trying to articulate like how they show it to me. Right. If you know anything about string theory, right? String theory talks about all of these different lines of these thin lines of layer frequencies that we are all connected to, or these dimensions. Okay. There are a unnumberable amount of dimensions. Okay, so we're not talking about just 9 dimensions. There are dimensions that you cannot even count or fathom on your finger. Okay, just so you know, some people here on this particular plane have other life experiences or life transits, not particularly here on Earth only, but you've experienced different things on different time frames as well as on different planets. Okay, now I'm going to say this to you guys because the more this information come through, sometimes I even start to say, if somebody told me like 5 or 10 years ago, I would be sitting here and I would be telling you guys this stuff, I would tell them they're fucking crazy. Like, this is like, in no way I would be sitting here talking about other life, different planets and, alien, like that's, so to be sitting here right now and even to have this conversation with you lets me know that, one, I am not crazy, okay? Because there's a lot of other people that experiences the same type of dreams, the same type of energy field that I'm experiencing. So I can't be the only one. They can't be the only one. So you can't have millions of crazy people all in the same thing, okay? So you just need to know that right now, okay? Miss Coconut Tea says, yes, we call the ones I see water. Miss T, thank you. Miss T, are they blue? Miss T, are they blue? Because I see water people too, but the water people come to me as blue. Yes, I did it yesterday walking through my house. It felt like I walked into sets. Okay. So Jasmine, yes, you do have you need to take note of that, Jasmine, okay? That is an indication that you do have other energy fields around you, okay? So just know that, all right? So once again, if you were super tapped in, okay, if you were super tapped in, okay, and you know that you experience and you feel things from the other dimension, one of the signs that you may be experiencing is this feeling like you're walking into cobwebs or spider webs, okay? So you need to know that. Another thing that you may be experiencing is like a heat sensation, like your body just starts to get hot, or a cold sensation, your body just starts to get cold, okay? Or for me, lately it's been like somebody's touching me or somebody's tapping me, okay? So you really want to pay attention to not just what you can see with your eyes, but pay attention to what you're feeling. Okay, Chris had a question. Chris, you can put your question in there. Ocean Lover said, oh my God, yes, spider webs feeling like carrot. Okay, yep, yep, Ocean Lover, you're on it, okay? Now, what you want to pay attention to, Ocean Lover, is what's going on when you feel those things. Are you thinking about something? Are you doing something? Always pay attention to what's happening, okay, around you, because they could be trying to give you information, give you a hint, give you an answer, give you signs, okay? So it's important for you to be mindful of what's happening when you have your experience, okay? Because that can be a clue as to what they're trying to show you or teach you or get to you, okay? Let's see. Saturn return said, I don't know, my consciousness peaks in and I've seen yes, okay, see, all right. So Saturn 83 is saying that she's been to separate ones, okay. Let's see here. Yes, Saturn 83, yes. We go to different, when we do my meditations, Saturn 83, when we do the meditations, my meditations, you do go into different dimensions, okay? Now, even outside of the meditations, let me just tell you right now, okay? And if you have been following me for a long time, you know I've spoken about this particular incident several times. It is my belief, Saturn 83, that we jump dimensions constantly throughout the day, several times a day, okay? I talked about the space in between my bed and the nightstand, and how I know that I have jumped dimensions, because when I first changed the room around, you couldn't even fit a piece of paper in between there. Now there's this big space in between my mattress and my nightstand. The space is this big. So I know personally, I constantly jump dimensions. And another way you can know you jump dimensions, if you walk away and you know you put your pencil down, you know you just set your pencil down, and you come back 5 minutes later and your pencil is not there, right? And then you come back 10 minutes later and the pencil is there. You just jump dimensions. So you guys have to understand, we are constantly going in and out of dimensions in real time. Okay, constantly going in and out of dimensions in real time. There's several movies out there about that. Okay, several movies out there about that. You guys can check that out. I can't remember any at the top of my head right now, but maybe somebody in the chat can list some of the movies that we talked about where that's happening. Mandela Effect is a really good one, and I think that was on Prime, Amazon Prime. So Mandela Effect is a really good movie that kind of helps you to see how this is all, break it down so you can get in your mind how this all works, okay? But we are constantly jumping dimensions, Saturn, from one dimension to the next. It can happen either while you astral travel, or it can happen in real time, okay? And a lot of people don't even know that we're bouncing in and out of dimensions. A lot of people don't know. I think KJ, at one point, KJ had her fairies taking stuff, but KJ was also jumping in and out of dimensions and didn't even know that's what was happening. Miss T said, yes, the water people have blue. Okay. Oh, you see through them like water? Oh, okay. Can I just tell y'all something? All of, let me just tell you right now, it is very sensitive to all energetic beings right now that are not humanoids. Okay. Y'all need to understand that. The portals are open. The veil is thin, honey. Okay, the portal is open and the veil is thin, so you can tap in if you need to, or you don't. It's your choice, right? If you are afraid of this type of stuff, I applaud you not to tap in, because this shit, you know, if you, and let me just say this, right? My advice to anyone that's on their spiritual path that is studying things like this: do not study anything that you're afraid of. Okay, you want to wait until you get past the fear to go into things that make you afraid. And the reason why I say that is because you're dealing with principalities and forces that you know not of and that you can't see. Right. So if you don't have the strength and you don't have the power spiritually, right, to tackle something or to believe in something or not to be afraid from something, you may want to pull back. Because when you have fear, that means that you're opening the door for another entity to come in and partake in your energy or your, you know, your suit. And you don't want that. Okay. So you don't want that. Don't go searching for anything until you are sure you are ready to tackle that. You got guides, you got angels, you can always ask for help. All right. But don't go tabbling and dibbling with things that you don't have any awareness of, or if you're afraid of something. That's not the way to go. You don't want to do this type of stuff in fear. Okay. Fear will get you fucked up in this shit. Okay. So you want to know that. Okay. Miss T said yesterday, it came to me that there was a shift through dimension, like riding an elevator. Yep. You step up. Yeah. Miss T, that's how it's happening. That's how it's happening. I can't explain in great detail, but I can tell that things are different. Things are different. Nothing is the same right now. Nothing is the same. And if you're trying to do new things the old way or things now the old way, you're gonna get stuck. Everything is different now. You got to see things differently. Okay. Yes, no, I go to places where it looks like space. I've seen it and think black matters as a ground. Yes. So Saturn 83, one of the things that I'm also noticing now and that they're playing a lot is a lot of that dark matter has been popping up into my subconscious mind. And what they've been showing me from the dark matter is everything has dark matter in it. Right. And if you can begin to control the own dark matter that lies within you and in your space, right, then you're powerful. Is when you don't know how to control that. Okay. Now, if anybody, I don't know if anybody has had this experience, but there is a place that you go to in meditation, right? There's a particular place that you could get to in meditation. And in this place that you get to, I call it, I like to call it home, right? Because when you get to this place in meditation that I like to call home, it's nothing but empty darkness. It's blackness. It's nothing but empty darkness and blackness, but it feels like an immense sense of love and peace and tranquility. And you just don't want to come out. You just don't want to come out. You just don't want to come out. That's where everything dwells, right? That's where everything dwells. So Saturn 83, they've been talking to me a lot about dark matter because everything has dark matter, aka melanin. Everything has melanin, regardless of your skin color, your shape, your size. Plants have melanin. Everything has melanin in it. Okay, so we need to know that. And right now, if I got to be honest with you, right? If you're afraid of dark matter, you're going to be fucked also because everything has that in you. Okay, you can't be afraid of nothing in this time. You can't. You really can't. Not to say shit is not scary, right? But you're going to have to deal with your fears and get past it. And the reason why I'm saying deal with your fears and get past it, because we are living in a society now that is governed by fear. Okay. And whoever controls you with fear controls what you think, what you feel, what you do, how you move, what you buy. Okay. So you need to keep that in mind, right? Conquer your fear is going to be key as we're moving in this Aquarian age. All right. I was telling Kim the other day, although astrologers and like the calendar system is telling us that we are not in the Aquarian age, my ancestors and my guides had to let me know that we are full-fledged in the Aquarian age. You know, they're like time is not right. Okay. Time is right, not right. And we're full-fledged in the Aquarian age. All right. So yeah. Okay. We need to get up on that. I met another time where these huge rock giants are something very peaceful and gentle. It seems something like, and I don't want to search, it started happening after my Kundalini. Yes. And let me just tell you something, Saturn 83, the more that you start to work with your Kundalini energy and it rises, the more dimensions you can go in and out of. Okay. It's to the point now, sometimes I can just be sitting here with you guys and I'm flashing in different dimensions in my head, like they're showing me different places, right? It is going to get even more clearer. Okay. If you have not started to get channels and messages in yet, Okay, be open, because all of that starts to happen once your Kundalini energy starts to wake up. Okay. My ancestors came in the shape of a 3D last week. It actually felt like it was just opening right the upper heavens shortly before it happened. There was a presence of unspeakable love. See, look at that. That's ocean lover. They are here, y'all. Don't run from them. They're here. They're here. Don't run from them. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me just see here. Okay. Kalia said, Galaxy, I feel lots of tingling in my crown chakra and my eyes cold and heat and sensation too. Yep. That's also an indication that your Kundalini energy is active, to Kalia. And also that can also be an indication that you have energetic beings around you too. So you want to pay attention to that. When you feel things like that, you always want to pay attention to what's popping up in your head, what's popping up in your spirit. Okay. Were you just going through something a few moments ago? Are they here to comfort you? Like, you can tap into all of these things. Okay. I'm telling you guys, just like you can see things with your physical eyes, you can also see things with your spiritual eyes. It's the same thing. You just need to know to discern it. That's all. All you need to learn how to do is use discernment. Okay. And I promise you, and everything will fall into place. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Saturn 83 said she felt like the rocks was floating next to her. Look at that. Rocks floating next to me. I don't know about the dark matter. You get Saturn 83. It will come. It will come, because everything that's just plasma. That's energy. Right. So that dark matter is plasma, it's energy. All right. And let me just say this to you, Saturn 83, right? Depending on what you're here for, depending on what your mission is, depending on what you're here to learn, not everybody is going to be tapped in to the same thing always, right? So your information and your knowledge and your wisdom is going to come based on where you're going and your own growth. Okay. I happen to love quantum physics and science, so I was a scientist in a past lifetime. So a lot of the shit that, like, I was there. All right. So a lot of my interest in quantum physics and science and all of that is really because archaically it's in me. So the dark matter and all of that stuff is just because it's archaically in me. Right now. And the reason why I say that too is because they've been testing dark matter forever. The serum experiment, all of that is dark matter. All of that has to do with quantum physics, quantum entanglement, quantum jumping, right? So everything in this universe is created out of dark matter. Everything. Okay. Only said her guides showed her in the astral last night, the 2 pats. They said that you should hold the vision for your best life right now. Something. Yep. Did y'all hear what only said? Now, let me just tell you something. This goes into what I've been saying about standing your ground. This goes into what I've been saying about standing your ground. This goes into what I said about knowing the path that you've chosen and being focused. Okay. That's going to be important, right? Now, let me just also say this to you. Somebody here got somebody that's crying wolf, and I don't know who that is, but somebody on here right now has somebody that's reaching out and crying wolf and asking for help, and they don't really need the help as much as they said they want to. They just don't want to do what's needed to get things done. So by crying wolf, it gives you then the opportunity to step in and do the shit for them. Okay. And it feels like a male energy. Whoever this is a male energy. Okay. And they give, they take more than they give. Okay. So whoever that is, when they circle back, if they haven't already, okay, you need to know you are not to help them this time. They need to figure it out on their own, especially if it has to do with you physically doing something to make their life easier. Okay. If it has something to do physically with making this person's life easier, right, you need not to do it. This is something that they need to tackle on their own. All right. I don't know who that message is for. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I've been a constant thing lately, nonstop tingling. Okay, yeah. Another thing I've been feeling, guys, is on my head, and I was just telling Kelly this. I can't even really wear hats on or headbands and scarf now. Okay. Okay, Saturn 83 said, cool, thanks. Yes, I'm not gonna do it. Okay. She said that's her. Okay, Saturn 83, that's you. Okay, yeah, don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Okay. Um, I have been feeling like I can't put anything on my head because my head feels pressure, a lot of warmth and heat and tingling on the top of my crown chakra. So I've been having a lot of pineal gland activity within the past 2 weeks. Okay. I've been doing having a lot of pineal gland activity within the past 2 weeks. Coconut tea, Miss T said, I'm of the belief that curly hair people is their antennas so you can tap into the universe. Yes, there is. And let me just tell you something too, Miss T. Okay. Even let me just tell you, even people that are not melanated. So even African American Black people that are not melanated, right? Every that are melanated. Everyone, every species, every culture, every race has melanin in their body. Okay. African Americans just tend to have more melanin in their body, right? Now, with the melanin aspect, because everybody has melanin in their body, Miss T, what you're going to find is it doesn't matter what race or what culture you're coming from, you need to know that your coils in your hair can start happening. So even if you are Caucasian, and you find that your hair is getting more wavy and more coily, that is nature taking its place. That's your antennas coming into place. Okay. So y'all need to know that this is not just for melanated people where their hair is changing and stuff. Okay. Chinese people is happening to, European people is happening to where their hair is changing and shit. So understand, this has to do with the melanin in your body, not so much a race or a skin color. All right. Not a race or a skin color. If you got that melanin in your body and you're activated and you wake up, your body, your DNA is changing. Okay. Your DNA is changing. Now, I will say this. The coils, they are antennas. Hence why I haven't permed my hair or permed my hair in almost 5 years. Okay. Your hair aren't antennas. Okay. They aren't antennas. So everybody's hair is changing. It doesn't matter what color of your skin. All right. It doesn't matter what color of your skin. I think that is, Miss T. Can I just say this to you? I'm just going to say this now. Everybody's DNA on this planet is mutating. Bottom line. Everybody's DNA on this planet is mutating. That's it. What they consider to be the junk DNA, y'all, is now activating. What they consider to be junk DNA is now activating. Okay. Now, this is my theory, nobody else's theory. Okay. Y'all could, this is my theory. This is exactly why I'm not giving anybody any swabs. You don't need a swab. You do not need to track how my DNA is activating. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. I'm not giving nobody no test. You don't need to test me for anything. Right? You don't need to. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I just gotta. This is my sister, y'all. 1 second. I love my sister. She's fucking awesome, y'all. That's been my rock through all of this. My sister, and she a Leo too, y'all. She don't fucking play. My sister do not play. I'm going to tell you guys something about the DNA in 1 second. I just need to send my sister a quick text message. Okay. I keep typing the wrong thing, y'all. And I got to just double check myself because we're in retrograde. And the one thing I do not want is, okay. Okay. Yeah, my sister, she a Leo. And she younger than me too, y'all. She younger than me too. But yeah, she had my back during the whole transition because I was the only sibling physically in the house with my dad. With the whole Gargamel drama. So yeah, I major shout out to my sister. I fucking love her. And by the way, my sister is Jehovah Witness, not Jehovah Witness, 7-day Adventist, y'all. So she not even on the shit that I be talking about. This is not even her shit at all, y'all. But she lets me be me. Okay. So let me just tell y'all this right now. Your DNA is changing. Okay, you can go ahead and you can YouTube that. Y'all can find several different videos on YouTube with other people explaining to you how it's changing, the breakdown of why it's changing. Okay, so your DNA is changing. What you consider to be junk DNA is now coming online. That is why some people now have senses, or you now have gifts or abilities that you may not have had 5, 6, or 10 years ago, or maybe not even 2 years ago. Okay, so you need to know that. All right. What I would consider to be your hind senses, right? Or your hind senses is what I call the sense of smell is more heightened, right? Your hearing is more heightened. Your taste bud is more heightened. You're more sensitive. Okay, your DNA is waking up. So these are things that are happening as we are evolving. So you need to understand that, right? A lot of you also are now even experiencing. I don't even know if some of you. I'm not saying a lot. I don't even know if some of you are experiencing this, but a lot of you are also experiencing like telekinesis, right? And I think only mentioned that a gift of hers waked up recently, like a telekinesis gift. Okay, everything right now is more heightened. Okay, everything now is more heightened. All right, so you need to know that. This is not a time for you to shrink back from your gifts. This is a time for you to explore and embrace your gifts, okay? The ancestors are here. Your guides are here. And let me just tell you something right now. You don't only have guides and ancestors from this realm. We're not just talking about your deceased ancestor that has transitioned on, that still dwells within you. We're not talking about those ancestors only. We're literally talking about other spiritual beings from other realms, okay? We're talking about other spiritual beings from other realms. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Some of you have beings that have been traveling with you for eons, for lifetimes after lifetime. I've seen some people's guides. And let me just tell you something. Some of your guides are not even human. Some people got dragons. You understand what I'm saying? Only got dragons. Jasmine got dragons. I got dragons. So y'all have to understand some of these energies that you're dealing with, believe me, there are things popping up in the clouds. You can literally see fucking faces and shit in the clouds now, y'all. This shit is not a joke, right? It's not a joke. So you need to understand that your senses are becoming heightened, okay? You're becoming heightened. Half of the shit that they're telling you about who you truly are and what they taught us in school is not true. I told you all that the other day. They were teaching us in school about what do they call them? The polygons, right? The triangles, the cubes, and all of those other things, but they're not telling you that those triangles, those circles, and all of those different spheres take you into other dimensions and other realms. They don't tell you and teach you that those spheres and those sacred geometrical patterns create things. They can create entities. They can create life. They can create death. Right? You got people walking around branded by these sororities, and you don't even know that you're walking around with death symbols on your fucking body. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's so much shit going on right now that you yourself, the individual, need to study to show yourself approved. Not so much what somebody else is telling you, but what you can validate for yourself through your own research and having your spirit to confirm. Okay? If you have taken any of my classes, I fucking showed you symbols. We went through symbols. Okay? We went through these shit. You're taking my classes. I show you the fucking symbols of the alpha, of the Q dogs. Remember, y'all? I showed y'all that. They walking around with these fucking symbols and they have no meanings. They have no idea what these fucking symbols mean, right? Signing up to these sororities and you're having symbols, aka, remember, you are programmed through what? I told you all that earlier. You're programmed through symbols, repetition, or trauma, right? And you got people walking around with symbols on them and you don't even know what thank you. Yep, there you go. The Omega. Right? And I showed y'all what that meant. Right? Why you do the things you do. It fucking cut my Wi-Fi. Did it cut my Wi-Fi? Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm like, okay, y'all know they start doing that shit. Y'all know, okay? When I start talking and running my mouth too much, they start fucking with my Wi-Fi. When I start talking and running my mouth too much, Julissa, they'll start fucking with my Wi-Fi. They'll start fucking with my Wi-Fi when I start, yeah. They'll start doing that shit. But all I'm saying is just be mindful. Be mindful of everything. There's no information out there. There's no information out there, right, that is not accessible to you. And whatever information you find, you don't need me to tell you if it's true or not. Your own fucking spirit will tell you if that shit is true or not, right? I already told y'all, right? You are not just responsible for mastering your sun sign, the date you were born on. And you got to master all 12 aspects of the zodiac wheel. All motherfucking 12 signs, you got to master all 12 fucking signs of the zodiac. You have to, because all 12 of those signs are your 12 or your 12. It's frozen over here. Can you not see me? Okay, they fucking my Wi-Fi. I don't know if y'all can see me. It may be time for me to go. Yes, Saturn return. You do need, because and you know what, Saturn return, sometimes when you're hearing these things or you're seeing these visions, of course you think you're fucking crazy, because you want to know, like, okay, maybe I done sat and watched too much freaking, thrillers and shit, maybe I done sat and watched too much thrillers, but you haven't. You're waking up. That's all that you're waking up. And it's a beautiful thing to wake up, right? And let me just explain this to you, Saturn, and everybody here. As you wake up, you're not going to be able to bring everybody in and explain to everybody. That's the bittersweet part about it, right? The sweet part is that you are waking up to all this truth and all of this knowledge. And the bitter part is you will not be able to share this with everybody. You won't be able to share this with everybody, right? So you need to know that. Right? So you are responsible not just for mastering your sun sign. You're responsible for mastering all 12 aspects of the zodiac sign, okay? It is called the 12 disciples or your 12 disciplines, okay? Each one of those zodiac signs represent a portion of your psyche, okay? It represents a portion of your makeup as a human being that you either have to embrace or overcome, okay? You need to understand that, right? So Aries represents a facet of yourself. Taurus represents a facet of yourself. Cancer represents a facet of yourself. So whether or not you're an Aries or you're a Cancer, it doesn't matter. You still got to know how to master that house, that Aries rule, that Cancer rules, okay? Because each one of these houses make up aspects of you. This is what I'm saying. You need to know thyself. Listen, ain't nobody a motherfucking guru. If you're looking for a pastor to be your guru, you fucking have luck, because them pastors got more fucked up shit going on than some of you got going on. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So if you're looking for a what do they call them? A guru, you your own guru. You your best guru. Ain't nobody supposed to be your guru or your pastor but you. Ain't nobody supposed to be that but you. All right. What you're supposed to have is maybe somebody to confirm what you're feeling or validate what you heard from spirit, but you're not supposed to take anybody's word and make it your gospel, but yours. Okay. Understand that. That's important. Okay. You're mastering all 12 aspects of the zodiac sign because there are 12 aspects within your psyche. All 12 of these houses are aspects that within you that you can overcome. Do you know that you can change your birth chart? Do you know that you're really supposed to change your birth chart? Do you know that? Do you know that you're really supposed to come here and fucking change your birth chart? You're supposed to change your birth chart. Now, what do I mean by changing your birth chart, right? Okay, let me give you a breakdown, okay?